We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey, so make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys, it's your girl T, and I hope everybody's doing good today. Make sure you guys have your teacups ready.
Get ready. Y'all get ready.
Yes, you get ready.
Because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys, I hope you guys are doing good, and yes, I'm so happy that our favorite meme is back, okay? So once again, we have some more tales coming from the Pissy Pied Piper himself, R. Kelly, okay? So what's going down is that basically last month, a former Dallas DJ, her name is Kitti Jones, she came forward to basically let the world know that she was a former member of R. Kelly's harem. And that basically, you know, she was taken advantage of. She had to sleep with other women. R. Kelly, you know, she watched R. Kelly pee on other women. I mean, she's just basically spilling the whole tea. If you guys missed her interview from Inside Edition, go ahead and check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
R. Kelly has had nearly 25 years of success. Outside the studio is another story. He was acquitted on child pornography charges. And recently, there have been allegations that the singer has been holding women under his spell, controlling their every move. Les Trent spoke exclusively with one of the women who says living with Kelly was like being in a cult.
I believe I can fly. R. Kelly is facing claims of holding at least 6 women against their will at his homes in Atlanta and Chicago, something he vehemently denies. Now, in this exclusive interview, Kitti Jones says she was one of the women under R. Kelly's spell.
You think he's a master manipulator?
He could probably make you feel like you're wearing red today, Les, instead of blue.
At 33, Kitti says she found herself in R. Kelly's web after she met him at a party in Dallas where she was a popular radio DJ. She was a big fan and was thrilled when he slipped her his number.
I texted him and I said, "This is Kitti, you just gave me your number." And then he said, "Always refer to me as Daddy."
Wait a minute, that was the first text he sent back
Yes.
to you? Referred to me as Daddy?
Yes.
Soon, Kitti was joining R. Kelly on his tour. Here she is with him on stage in a cage. Here, he serenades her. Kitti started flying back and forth from her home in Dallas to Chicago to spend weekends with Kelly. That's when she says he began to exert control over everything she did, including telling her what to wear.
When you come to see me, don't wear clothes like that.
Meaning nothing remotely sexy that might attract other men. And he told her something else.
I needed to stand up every time he walks in the room.
No alarm bells went off in your head?
Yes, they did.
Even with what she already knew, Kitti quit her job and moved into a compound owned by R. Kelly in Chicago. There were other women living there as well, but she says they were forbidden to communicate with each other. They lived in separate suites. According to Kitti, it was virtually a prison.
You had to ask to go to the bathroom, ask if you can order food.
When a woman loves. She says R. Kelly would get physical if she did something he didn't like.
The way that he would do me would maybe just slapping around. I got tossed around on the ground, kicked, starved.
Kitti says she was never held against her will, but after 9 months, she says she got up the nerve to leave.
In your words, what is going on in that circle?
A part of me is still scared to call it a cult, but that's definitely what it is.
A cult.
Yeah.
We reached out multiple times to R. Kelly and were only told no comment.
All right, so you guys just saw her Inside Edition interview. Well, Miss Kitti Jones is back, and basically she's talking to Rolling Stone, and she did a very long, in-depth article of her relationship with R. Kelly. I'm just going to read you guys some small snippets, okay? So in one part of the article, she says, "I got there before he did. Of course, he doesn't like to fly, so he's taking the bus." She sent R. Kelly some racy photos while he was en route to the hotel and was excited to reunite face to face. She waited in the hotel room for Kelly to arrive. She heard a knock at the door. "He brushed past me," Jones said. "I'm thinking we're gonna hug, peck each other, but he plopped down on the couch and pulled out his penis and started pleasuring himself. Jones says she was stunned. Should I leave? Say something? Proceed? If this were a regular guy working at CVS, says Jones, she probably would have been furious. But the combination of physical attraction and 2 months of continuous courtship just made Jones put the incident in the back of her head. I was attracted to him, and I was like, okay, well, fine. Maybe he has this weird way of getting off. The two had oral sex that weekend, with Kelly, according to Jones, saying things like, I got to teach you to be with me. I got to train you. He was like a drill sergeant. Even when he was pleasuring me, he was telling me how to bend my back or move my leg. And I'm like, why is he directing me like this? It was very uncomfortable. Then it goes on to say, Kitti Jones, who was 33 years old when she met R. Kelly at a party in Dallas, she began joining R. Kelly frequently on tour and flying to Chicago and spending weekends with him. He asked her not to wear tight clothing and stand whenever he entered the room. When you come see me, don't wear clothes like that. Meaning not to wear nothing remotely sexy that might attract other men to you. Jones says she quit her radio gig and moved to R. Kelly's compound, where other women also lived, but were forbidden to speak to each other. We had to ask to go to the bathroom. We had to ask to order food. She also says that the singer would get physical with her if she did something he didn't like. He would slap her around. She would get tossed around, kicked, starved, etc. Jones says she was never held against her will, but after 9 months, she says she got the nerve to finally get up and leave. Part of me was scared to call it a cult, but looking back on it, yes, it was a cult. So this whole situation to me is very interesting. And the reason why I didn't run with this story initially when it first came out is because Kitti Jones is a grown-ass woman. This wasn't a 15-year-old girl. This wasn't some little 18-year-old girl, who was like super smitten and, this is a celebrity and I'm young and, her brain isn't fully formed. This was a 33-year-old woman who basically allowed R. Kelly to have her way with her. I'm not saying that what he did was right. If he was physically abusive to her, verbally starved her, all of that is sick. But at the age of 33, you should have enough wherewithal, gumption, and enough self-esteem to where you won't allow this situation, where you wouldn't allow yourself to be in this situation. This isn't the early 90s. We all know about R. Kelly. This didn't happen in, 1992. This happened not even 2-3 years ago. So everybody's been known that R. Kelly's a pervert and that he has issues. So at 33, if you're smitten by this man who sat there and pissed on a 14-year-old girl, that says a lot about you as a woman. And the fact that she quit her day job, like you worked hard to become a DJ, to get in the industry, to make a name for yourself. You're working at a job that many people would kill for, and you give all that up for R. Kelly. So in my personal opinion, I feel like the reason why she did that, she was on some gold digger shit. Like, why get up and work a 9 to 5 every day and have some respect for myself when I can just lay up with R. Kelly, give him some every now and then, and be taken care of. This woman was also a mother, but her son at the time was living with the father overseas. So I just find the whole situation just crazy. Now, for the younger ones, they do get my sympathy because they're young. They haven't really lived the world. And, unfortunately, sometimes with younger women, men can run game on them. But I think at 33 years old, you should be somewhat seasoned. And especially being that everybody knows what R. Kelly is about. So it's hard for me to really feel sorry for her. I'm like, why are you coming out now? You trying to make a name for yourself? Are you trying to get back in radio? Are you trying to get attention? I just find the whole situation insane. I don't care who you are, R. Kelly or Joe Blow down the street. No man is going to tell me what I can do, what I can wear, when I can go, when I have to come back. I mean, that to me is just insane. When you're in a relationship with somebody, there's a mutual respect. So that shows you right there that they weren't in a relationship. It was strictly about sex and pleasuring R. Kelly's sick fantasy. And then the second that he hit her, she should have been grabbing all her stuff out the closet and leaving. She was even saying that she wasn't held there against her will. She could have left at any time. But I guess maybe she was hoping that R. Kelly would make her the number one chick or marry her. I don't know. I don't understand why she would stay there and put up with that nonsense when she honestly didn't have to. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care how people feel about R. Kelly. I'm no fan. But I'm not seeing this whole evidence of him having a cult. To me, from all these people that are coming out, it just sounds like he just has a big harem of girls. And the sad part is many of these women are willing willing to join this just to have R. Kelly take care of them. So who's really the bigger creep here? This disgusting man who has this harem of girls who are willing to do anything, or the women who are willing to join even at the age of 33 years old? You know, so the whole situation is just really crazy. But a lot of people need to also realize too that R. Kelly is currently under investigation. And right now they are building a case against him. So I think, you know, I don't really look at this 33-year-old too much as a victim. You know, I think she went willingly. But there are a lot of young girls, barely legal girls, that are involved in this situation. And I think if they find enough evidence, R. Kelly might end up going to jail behind this. But from what I'm hearing, they definitely are investigating him. You know, all these claims aren't lies. And I believe everything that Kitti Jones is saying. I don't think she's lying about anything particular. You know, I read the whole little interview that she did with Rolling Stone. It's very interesting, very detailed. So I'm not saying that she's lying, but I have to give her the side eye because it's not like you were 14, 15, 16. You were 33 years old. This happened not even a few years ago. Everybody knows about R. Kelly and his past behaviors. And then the fact that she even said, like I've always told y'all, you know, a lot of people always want to come at me sideways, but like I always tell people, if this was a regular schmegler guy, would these women be okay with these things happening? I said the same thing when I talked about the whole Nelly tour bus situation. Same thing when I talked about Harvey Weinstein. And this girl is proving everything I've said correct. She even stated, if this was a regular guy working at CVS, I would have been furious. So again, like I've told you guys before, why do people allow celebrities and people with the name to take advantage of them or to do things to them that they would not accept from a regular schmegler person? If you're not going to allow a guy who works at CVS or the local trash man or, you know, the local, you know, fire guy to treat you like that, why would you accept it from R. Kelly? Because a lot of people are so enamored with fame and celebrities and things like that, that all common sense and discernment gets thrown out the window. And this woman proved the point that I've been preaching for the past few weeks. But again, I'm going to just sit here and sip slow and see how all this plays out, okay? So anyways, Ratchet Pipe Piper, take us out. You guys leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. All right. Deuces. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button. And make sure you click that bell so you can be down with the notification squad, honey. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right. Deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.